Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Husker Athletic Director Show with Trev Alberts.
Pass made, Stinson set left, Thomas Ayala knocked down, Ani Evans there, now the Huskers back row, Kubik, kaboom! Nebraska's ahead. It's 9-8, Big Red in the fourth. 9-8, Nebraska, set 4, up 2 sets 1.
Thorne gets the shotgun snap. Huskers send a little pressure. Thorne gets hit and goes down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Another 3 and out. Coming up for the Black Shirts, Darius Payne's 3rd sack of the season. Wow.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down. Here's your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to our monthly chat with the Vice Chancellor, the head of athletics at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, Trev Alberts. The next 60 minutes, he's all yours, folks. 402-413-2400. That's the number to call or text. We're also up on our YouTube stream. There is a live chat room in there. A lot of Husker fans jump in there and have some fun chatting back and forth. If you have a question and you're in the chat room, you can pop that and I'll ask Trev that as we make our way through. You have a huge volleyball match tomorrow night. 2 nationally ranked top 10 teams. This is going to be fun tomorrow night at the Vandy Center.
Well, it's, the Vandy Center is just, I think, the best place in college volleyball to watch a game, and our fans continue to make such a difference. I mean, I so enjoy, I get to sit down, and I purposely ask for those seats. I sit down right on the court, mostly because I'm in awe of the power, the athleticism, and just the skill of those volleyball players on both teams. And what's really cool is to watch our team, and you'll go through a little stretch where maybe we lose 3 or 4 points, and all of a sudden that Husker fan group starts getting a little restless, and they start cheering, and it just seems to really carry our team in critical moments. So going to be a special environment. Better get there early. But, boy, Coach Cook has his team playing extraordinarily well. Nationally ranked, number 6 now.
Number 6.
The games get a little bit harder. Then we get to go on the road and play Minnesota. But the gold standard of college volleyball resides right here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and our coach, John Cook.
Going to be fantastic. Coach Cook, by the way, has his weekly show coming up in next hour, so if you want to stick around for that. Wisconsin tomorrow night, they're ranked 3rd. Huskers ranked 6th. Nebraska undefeated in the league, 1st place in the conference. It should be an electric atmosphere tomorrow night. Your fall sports, some have even wrapped up. The soccer program season is over. They finished really strong, 3 straight wins to end it.
Yeah, they really did. Greg, really proud of John and that group. I mean, it's a young soccer team. A whole bunch of young players, and especially down the stretch. You think about the last 5 games. I mean, we lost to Michigan. That was the 16th ranked team in the country at the time, and lost by 1 goal. Played really well in that game. And then really kind of a fluke game against Iowa where we were up by 3 goals and somehow ended up losing that by a goal, and then won the last 3 in a row. So really proud of those student athletes, their resiliency and staying together as a team and playing hard, and proud of the way that John finished out the season.
Hibner Stadium, a nice venue for college soccer, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, and I know most of our fans don't get a chance to go down on the field, but the quality of play, we're really proud in our athletic department in terms of how, we support our student athletes and try to put them in positions to be successful, but also safely. And that field, that grass field, is so well done, and it's so well maintained and manicured, and it's just a beautiful playing surface. A great environment, and I've been down to several games. Really proud of the support that our fans give to them as well. We've had some great crowds down there. Beautiful nights, beautiful sunsets, and enjoying it over there. So enjoyed watching those young ladies. And the best part of many of our women's soccer program is in the future. I mean, some of our real talent is in our freshman, sophomore classes, and to watch them play and play so well down the stretch in spite of a tough start was really positive, in my opinion.
They get some good student involvement with the Husker hooligans who come out and support the team, and they just have a blast.
They really
rooting
do.
and cheering, and it's a fun atmosphere. I would encourage people, and I do every fall, go out and watch some of that great action that they have out there. But their season now is over. You took advantage of the off week in football to go watch some of our swimmers over at the Auditorium last weekend.
Yeah, I really did. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. And, of course, we had a swimming program in Omaha, and Todd Samlin leading that. But Pablo's done a really good job. Got a chance to go over there. They have great support over there as well. Herbie was there as well, which was really cool. Got to hang out with him. And so kind of went over to watch the men's tennis tournament, and really proud of how our men's tennis was competing this weekend over the course of several days, and it was our chance hosting an ITA event like that, which was really cool. We had teams in from all over the country, from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and to have that type of facility, just really special, and I thought our student athletes competed well. And then I ended up over at Rifle and got to watch Mindy and her crew defeat Army West Point, and was really proud of them as well. So learning a lot beyond just your traditional sports, and all that goes into, you know, sports like swimming and diving and rifle as well.
A lot of work put in by those athletes, and I know they appreciate you coming out and showing your support for them. Off week for football, and the team needed it, right? I mean, it looked like a beat-up team getting on the plane coming back from Minneapolis. Yeah,
it really did, you know, and no excuses, but it's been a long season, and you know, sometimes when you look at the season, where the bye week falls is important, and obviously this was a year we were supposed to be in Ireland to start the season, and we had a little bit of disruption there, but you know, certainly, Greg, not the not the result we wanted in Minneapolis after, I think, playing 2 weeks. One with a win against Northwestern, and then how we performed against Michigan. I thought, you know, we really had some solid momentum. So unfortunately, when you go up to Minneapolis and don't find a way to get that done, it clips your wings a little bit. But again, I thought it was great. It was an opportunity, and I know Scott's talked about it publicly and our coaches, but it really is the first chance for the coaches to do some really hard internal evaluation, some self-scouting, and actually reaching out to others and to analyze, you know, your program and where it's vulnerable, those types of things. And then also, you know, giving the student athletes an opportunity. It's a long grind, and sometimes just give them a day or two, get away, don't think about football, come back ready to go. And I was out of practice this morning, and it was a spirited practice in pads, some, you know, ones versus ones type of deal. So I would be very, very surprised if our team doesn't come out focused and play very well against Purdue on Saturday.
We haven't had you on since late September, so we've had the Northwestern and Michigan home games. Your thoughts about the atmosphere around Husker football for those night games and some of the theatrics that were really put on by members of your staff?
Yeah, you know, our team did a great job, and I'm just so proud of everything about experiencing a Husker football game. Now, the reality is we can get better. One thing we'll never do here is be satisfied with anything we do. But I got to tell you, I stood, first of all, it felt so incredible to watch those student athletes come off the field after we had beaten Northwestern in the manner we did. And you could just feel the energy. It was such a relief to them, and to be able to celebrate with them, given what many of them have endured and went through, was really special to me. But then standing on the field, remember, Jim Harbaugh was my quarterback when I was in Indianapolis. He was playing, I was watching, but still we were friends, and so that was a little special to me to be able to compete against a great school like Michigan and to feel the energy. I'll tell you what, I don't know of any place, I've been a lot of places, but the atmosphere at night in Memorial Stadium is really hard to duplicate. And I thought our crowd was incredible. There were 5 or 6 false starts that Michigan endured. In large part, I think our fans caused that. I thought that was awesome. And then really want to tip my hat to our marketing team and Brandon Meyer and many, many people within our staff. You hate to single out one person because it's not one person doing it. It's not just between the third and fourth quarter. It's the entire fan experience. Our staff works really hard in a difficult environment. We're no different than a lot of people right now. We're having a difficult time, finding staff, finding in folks to serve both in concessions and in event management. And we've had some challenges actually, leaving the Michigan game in terms of congestion and traffic, and we're working in those areas with the Lincoln Police Department. But I am so proud of how hard our team works to make sure that it's a wonderful experience for our fans and student athletes.
Question in the chat room for you from Chad. He just wants to know, how often do you get to practice and watch the team, and what do you notice when you go to the workouts?
Yeah, I try to get to practice as much as I can. This is a fairly ambitious job, especially since Chancellor Green has me this crazy title of Vice Chancellor. I also have some duties across campus, but I don't get out there as much as I'd like. I try to stop in a couple times a week, and even if it's just for a half an hour, and just get a sense. Some days it's no pads. It's hard to see a lot. Some days it's full pads. And so just trying to get a sense for, how positive the team is and our coaching staff. And I'll tell you the one thing I'm really proud of is how hard these young men are working and staying together. And I think it's a big part of it. It really, really matters to them. And that really matters to me in terms of where the mental, the culture is in terms of the mental aspect and makeup of our football team and where the leadership is. And I think they're fairly unified and working hard together, and that means a lot.
If you see the hurt, you know how much.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing pain and hurt after games, that would probably concern you, I would think.
Well, it really would, because if the emotion of hating to lose isn't greater, than even wanting to win, as a competitor, there's a problem. And I think that would be a really scary thing to observe. I have not observed that. In fact, the amount of pain, which tells me how much these young men are putting into it, right, and how much it matters to them. That's certainly there, Greg, and that's important. We'd rather not have that emotion. We'd rather have what we had after Northwestern and celebrating. But, working hard, continuing to look for those small incremental progress that our team has made and gained some momentum. We've got 4 incredible opportunities here in the last 5 weeks against 4 great football programs that are just present themselves as great opportunities for this team to finish out strong this year. And I think they will.
Another question from the chat. This is from John. He wants to know, how's the construction of the new athletic complex coming along? Any changes to the layout or the original plan, making it bigger, smaller, and how's the funding of that going?
Great question, and thank you. Well, if it continues raining like it did a couple days ago, but the crew is working hard. Houseman Construction's doing a great job. All of our partners. This is a really important project for us, and as of right now, we're on time, on budget. Haven't downsized the project. Fundraising continues to go very well. We're not quite to our entire goal, but we initially had to phase 1 and phase 2 of the Go Big project. And while I don't want to get out in front of my skis too far, confident that we're going to be doing the entire project all at once, based on how our fundraising has gone. There still are some processes in the approval, and we'll be working with Chancellor Green and of course the Board of Regents, but feel really positive that we're going to be able. One of the things that was really important to Scott and our coaches is that we wanted to open a project that not only benefits our football team but all of our student athletes. And by being able to execute phase 2 at the same time or in the same process as we're building the Go Big project, our hope is and our thinking is we're going to be able to do that. And I think that's really, really important. Obviously, there's a lot of inflation around construction. We don't want to take this project back out to bid. We might not like the numbers that we receive. So we're really confident that this is going to be an all-inclusive project that all of our student athletes are benefiting from.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. You mentioned 4 games to go. 3 of them are at home.
Yeah.
How about tickets? How are you feeling like the sellout's going to make it through 2021?
Well, I do think so. I really do, Greg. And again, our fans continue to step up. I think while we probably have a few more tickets, we're going to be sold out for Purdue. I mean, it's a real small amount. So we'll be sold out again for Purdue. And I can't thank our fans enough. Listen, we haven't always done our part over the last several years, all right? And there's certain aspects of the Husker fan experience in particular areas that aren't up to snuff either and that we're working through. But this is what separates Nebraska athletics from any other athletic department in the country. It doesn't matter if it's Husker football or you'll see it at Pinnacle Bank with our basketball programs, volleyball, all of them. Our fans and their support is what separates Husker athletics, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Jim in Columbus on our text line. Trev would just like to say that Nebraska fans are very lucky to have you as our athletic director. I think you will be compared to Tom Osborne when all said and done. Go Big Red.
Well, there's only one Tom Osborne. I promise you I'm no Tom Osborne. But we're all just working as hard as we can. This place means a lot to us, just like this place meant to Coach Osborne. We're determined to do things the right way here. There are no shortcuts towards excellence. It's just grit, hard work, perseverance, togetherness, unity of purpose. I've been so pleased. We had a head coaches meeting today. I continue to feel incredibly blessed with the head coaches that I get a chance to work with in our program. I think we have wonderful people here, and I just love working with them. We're making progress. We've got more progress to make together. It's like anything else. You never stay the same in athletics. You're either falling apart or falling behind, or you're getting better. And I think we've refocused and narrowed our focus in the areas that we need to, and I believe our best days in athletics at Nebraska are ahead of us. I really do.
Speaking of Coach Osborne, he has a clothing line out now. Did you get a polo out of the deal?
I did, and I'll tell you what, he's done a lot of wonderful things in his life. He really, he's kind of over a different threshold now. He's not Tom Osborne. He just goes by Tom.
Yeah.
You know how those real people in fashion, they just have a first name. I mean, he's but it's so typical. He's so humble, and I just think it's a wonderful opportunity for fans to continue to support his true passion in life, to be honest, which is serving young people. Coach Osborne was a football coach here who won 255 games, but it was never about championships to him. It was never about rings. It was never about personal accolades. It was about serving and hoping to change the life and the trajectory of young people. And the Teammates program continues to do that. And our charge, both as a community and former players and donors and others, is to ensure that legacy and the Teammates continues for a long, long time. And his clothing line is going to continue to enhance that opportunity, and we're real pleased to get to partner with him on it.
Fantastic. Hey, this season, share Valentino's tailgater tradition with our Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, it's the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red. Need to take a break. 402-413-2400. The number to dot us up with a comment or question, or fire off a text. I'm getting some of those. We'll get to your text questions in the next segment with Trev. Come on back. We've got a lot more left.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection.
The Nebraska Lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
At Subaru, they love building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The redesigned 2021 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. An upgrade in horsepower means you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Visit DeTow Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or at DeTowSubaru.com. Upgraded horsepower available on select models.
Finally, it's time to tailgate, to find your spot in a sea of red, to get together with family and fans, and to share what makes Husker football season the best. This season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with their Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours at valentinos.com. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic. Chiropractic.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Whew. Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and down into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. It is our athletic director show for the month of October. Trev Albert's with us till the top of the hour. If you want to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. Let's head to the phones. Let's stay in Lincoln. And Bev, good evening. Bev, you're up with Mr. Alberts.
Hi. I sit in East Stadium Section 1, and I go down below the north end zone, and that's where the handicap bathrooms are. And they would not let this guy go in there and use the bathroom. And he had an artificial leg. And they said he had to have a green armband to use the bathroom.
Okay. Well,
and I just thought that was terrible. Why nobody can, if you're handicapped, you just can't walk in there and use the bathroom, those bathrooms?
Well, Bev, thank you for your call, and thank you for making us aware. I will certainly check into it. I'll give our good friend Bob Burton a call and see if we can find out exactly.
Because him and the guy were in a heated discussion, and the guy goes, "I'm just doing my job," so he wouldn't let the guy use the bathroom. So,
Well, Bev,
you know.
thank you. We're going to be as fan friendly as we possibly can, especially those that are working extra hard and overcoming some challenges to support our program. So we'll dive into it a little bit and try to figure it out. No excuses, but I do want to thank you for bringing it to our attention, Bev.
Appreciate the phone call. Let's stay in Lincoln and chat next with Fred. Good evening, Fred. You're up with Trev Alberts.
Good evening, Trev. Your mission, should you decide to accept this, is I'd like to see, and maybe Husker Nation, a Field of Dreams game between Nebraska and Iowa to be televised on BTN. Can that be a possibility? Pardon me?
You talking about baseball?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my job, Fred. I need to.
It is on BTN.
Okay.
You know, televised. I think it'd be a good idea. You know, it's in Iowa, and if you're talking Field of Dreams with corn, you got to have Nebraska.
Well, I think it's a great idea, Fred. And, you know, the thing I love about Coach Bolt is here's a guy that's unafraid to think creatively and entrepreneurially about those types of things. And so I think it's a good idea. We welcome all ideas, and I think it'd be a lot of fun for the players. And again, I think it generates some positive momentum for the brand and interest. So I'll write that down, Fred, and talk to Will and see if it's something that we can think through.
It was a spectacular thing Major League Baseball did with the Yankees and the White Sox.
It was really cool.
The only fly, Fred, in the ointment might be the corn won't be up when college baseball is being played. It would just be little stubs out there. That would be the one issue you might have to deal with.
And then if you go down to Best of Big Red, they've got these shirts that says Iowa has bad corn.
Bad corn.
And, you know, it's just we got to be a friendly neighbor to those Iowa folks, right?
Exactly right. Let's stay in Lincoln and chat next with Scott. Good evening, Scott. You're up with Trev.
Hi, Scott.
Scott, you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
We got you. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Just a quick comment. I just wanted to congratulate you, Mr. Allen, on your appointment to be the athletic director. I think you're doing a great job. And we were just down at a football game, and last we were at Northwestern and in Michigan, and we're going to Purdue. And my question is this: in regards to the fan experience, I think it's overall really great. In fact, since I was a kid, it's improved greatly. But we took chairback seats down there. We bought them at a Big Red store and took them down there, and we got in. And we were told as we were walking, they said, "Oh wait, you can't have them." I said, "You rent." I mean, my wife has MS. I'm like, it's not a big deal. It shouldn't be. And he says, well, no, you can't have them or you're going to have to leave. And I said, well, what do we do with these? And he says, well, for all I care, just throw them in the trash. And I said, well, can't do that. Anyway, my question is, in regards to chairback seats, are they not allowed in the stadium? And why would they not if, of course, you rent them? So that was my question. But overall, I wanted to give you kudos in the program. And go Big Red. I'll let you guys chat. Thanks.
I know that they do rent those. That stacks in the kind of the concourse area that you can rent those on a per game basis. I don't know that you're allowed to bring one in, though. I'm not sure about that.
If I had to guess, I know some of our challenges, and we've been working with our group on looking at fan experience, and part of it is probably size, and does it fit within, you know, the allotted space, if I had to guess. But you know, Scott, if you don't mind, just shoot me an email. I will follow up with our staff and trying to figure out what is allowed, what isn't allowed. If I had to guess, you know, we've got a tread depth issue in part of our stadium based on the age, and so certain chairbacks are allowed, certain are not, and there's perhaps a chance that was part of it. But thank you for your kind words. Shoot me an email, and I'll follow up with seeing what the reason was why they weren't allowed.
Dorothy Lynch, homestyle and lightning dressing, endless flavorabilities. You mentioned last month that you were going to try to get a group together to discuss kind of what to do next with Memorial Stadium. Any thoughts about expanding on that, moving as we get kind of to the conclusion of this season?
Oh yeah, no, we're knee deep in it. We've had 2 meetings so far, and really excited about it. Our team has worked hard to try to identify all the stakeholders. You know, we've got an opportunity to to really create. John Ingram's done such a remarkable job with all of our facilities and done a great job with Memorial Stadium too. But as we're looking at some of the changing human behavior habits, if you will, really thinking hard about fan experience, how does it all integrate? We also have some backfill opportunities when some of the units move out of Memorial Stadium into the Go Big project. How do we re-engage those areas? How do we utilize that space in a better way? And, really rethinking through our entire stadium. Talk very transparently, 29% of the folks within Memorial Stadium don't pay any seat licensing fee. Some of them have been grandfathered in, and so really rethinking how do we ensure access for all Husker fans? How do we make it more intuitive? We've got seems like 14 different levels. Can we make it more simple? How does it attach to our parking? What does our food service look like? What is our demand for premium spaces? What's the proper capacity of Memorial Stadium? So there's just a lot to think through. So much of what we're in, and I don't want to paint a picture, and I was really glad that Scott and others have brought that up. I certainly don't want to paint a picture that our experience is poor in every area. I don't think that's the case. But I want Memorial Stadium to be the greatest place to watch a college football game in the country. Why shouldn't that be our goal? And it doesn't mean we're going to get it done overnight. But we need to be thinking long term, 10, 15, 20 years. We've done the right thing, I believe, in a lot of cases in terms of building facilities, doing things for our student athletes, helping in recruiting. And I think it's time to really make our fans a focus in some of these areas, and particularly Memorial Stadium. And that's going to be our focus because, as I've said previously, we don't really have much here without our fans. That's just a fact. We cannot take Husker Nation for granted, and as long as I'm here, we'll do our very best to never do that.
Speaking of fans, they're not going to see you Saturday. You have a prior commitment, a much more important thing than Husker football on Saturday.
Yeah, our family's really excited, prior to being offered this job and having the blessing to be the athletic director here. Our oldest son, Chase, and his fiancee, Cassie, scheduled their wedding for October 30th, just outside of Omaha. And so that's how old I'm getting, Greg, is I actually have a son.
Congratulations.
It could be a couple of years and you'll be calling me Grandpa.
Could be.
So we'll certainly be cheering for the Huskers, and unfortunately, and I hate to miss it, but I had a nice chat with my wife, and she informed me that I would be at the wedding. And so looking forward to seeing Chase and Cassie get married on Saturday.
You are where you're supposed to be on Saturday, so that's great. Hey, all of our callers are dialing us up tonight on our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Bob and Waverly, Pete and West Point, hang on. We'll get your calls after the break.
You could win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from the Woodhouse Auto Family this season. If the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, Woodhouse will give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and official rules, go to woodhousekickoff.com. That's woodhousekickoff.com.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sapp Brothers. For 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections, when it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/priority care.
Isn't it about time to add a new piece of Husker gear to your closet? Check out the new 255 collection, inspired by the legendary coach Tom Osborne. With the mission to connect style with Nebraska pride, 255 was designed with the fan in mind. From Hastings to Lincoln, coach to statesman, leader to legend. Thomas William Osborne, it's all in the name. It's all in the numbers, 255 wins. This is TWO 55. Get yours today at shop.huskers.com or other participating retailers. For more information, visit huskers.com/255.
Experience car buying your way with Woodhouse. Our team is ready to help you shop, finance, buy, and deliver your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, you're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Plus, with our selection, finding your next vehicle just got easier. From new to pre-owned, work trucks to third-row SUVs, we've got something for everyone. Start shopping your way at woodhouse.com or visit a Woodhouse dealership near you.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Here is a before winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, call J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November 12th. Get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Huskers matchup with the Iowa Hawkeyes the day after Thanksgiving. That will include some pregame tailgate passes for you. See participating AGCO locations across Nebraska. We can make you a winner this season. It's our athletic director show with Trev Alberts till the top of the hour. Volleyball show next hour with head coach John Cook. The phone lines are lit. Let's get to some calls. Let's go to Waverly next. And Bob, good evening. Bob, you're up with Trev.
Oh, hi there, Trev. I was at the Michigan game
That one was a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't seen so much energy in the crowd and juice and a team play like that. Unfortunately, it didn't carry over to the next week. For many reasons, don't you think you need to give support to Frost coming back at least for next year so that we can have some stability in the program? I know you may not want to answer that, but I can see for many reasons why we would need to do that right now. I haven't seen a team like that since 2009. I'll get off and listen. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that, Bob, and I appreciate you calling in first. And I will tell you, it's interesting as you watch college football and you watch different institutions choose to handle situations differently. I've just always been very careful, and I think trying to be consistent. I mean, early in the year, I'm not a guy that likes to go out and talk about number of wins required. You don't know what's going to happen the rest of the way. And so making bold, broad statements in the middle of a football season, to me, can be very counterproductive. I understand your perspective, and I do think that, there's a time and space for that. All I can tell you is I've been extraordinarily proud of Coach Frost and our coaching staff. I love working with Scott. We continue working together. I see great things for our football program, and I watch other institutions, fire coaches 2 games in. I know it's crazy la-la land in some of those respects, but I'm proud of what Coach Frost and our staff has done. Like I said, we've got 4 games in the next 5 weeks that I think are a great opportunity for us, and really looking forward to seeing them play well against Purdue.
Set up to West Point next, and Pete, good evening. Pete, you're on the Athletic Director Show.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Pete.
How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
Oh, I'm just getting off work, so I'm doing pretty good.
Well, I'm going to get off work here in about whenever Greg Sharpe lets me leave. So
there you go. I've got a question for you.
Sure.
I have a lot of disagreements with some of the calls on the referees in a game, and I really don't know the protocol. If you have a penalty that's assessed, say, against Nebraska, and you guys disagree with it, I know you send it to the league office. But what's the response, or what's the protocol for that? And second question would be, does the athletic directors get to have any input on how referees need to be set up as far as held accountable, or any in the decision-making process of the league referees? And can you choose different referee crews for your games if you've had problems in the past? Could you just kind of outline the referee protocol and what the university does and what kind of response you get back? And if there's anyone that's kind of held accountable on some of these ridiculous calls?
Well, thank you, Pete, and that's a 3-part question. I'll do my best to remember all of them. And I would say, first and foremost, Coach Frost and our staff at the end of games and on Sunday will add all the clips of questionable calls that they believe perhaps were incorrect. Same thing happened years ago when Coach Osborne was a coach. Those will be sent to the league office. They'll be reviewed. We do get a response back. Oftentimes, some of those calls are subjective, and so they'll give the rationale for why those calls were made. Yes, the athletic directors do have fairly consistent, some of them are frustrating meetings as we talk about this. The reality is, and kind of my approach, Pete, has been, the missed calls are fairly obvious. I mean, I think if you looked at the Michigan game, the truth of the matter is there were some pretty bad calls that went against Michigan too. And so the reality is, I think as athletic directors, our point is, the Big Ten spends a lot of money on officiating, growth, education. We have the replay. We're spending a lot of money on technology. I'm not a person that spends a lot of time fixated on officials. They're humans. They make mistakes. And generally, at the end of the season, if you're really honest with yourself, it kind of evens out. Yeah, maybe in a particular game there may be more calls one way than the other. But I think if you spend a lot of energy and time focused on officiating, it might take away from the very thing you could be doing, which is focused on getting better as a program, better as a team. But what is frustrating to me a little bit is sometimes I think the game environment, to your point, the Michigan game, I'm not sure if that game was a little big for that crew, but the amount of noise, the energy, it appeared to me that perhaps that environment could have been a little bit too big for that crew. As far as your third part of your question, do we really get an impact on what the crew gets assigned from the Big Ten Conference? I think if we had, a situation where our coaching staff felt like there was, a conflict of interest in some way, we could have an honest conversation with Kevin Warren and make a request. But by and large, the crews, are sent to those games, and that's dictated by the league office. I will say this, I think by and large, officiating in the Big Ten is pretty good. I mean, you look across college football, the reality is, not unlike anything else, it could be better. And so I think what our focus is as an athletic director group is to make sure that we have the right education, we have the right folks, we're doing the right growth. I mean, we have a lot of officials that have retired, very veteran folks that have seen a lot. And so do we have enough folks in the hopper that are growing and that are ready to officiate a game with that kind of hostility where Jim Harbaugh's walked out onto the field. At points you felt like part of it got away from him, and you set a precedence for the rest of the game on how it's going to be handled. And so I share your frustration, but I think the best approach that I've had is to be a part of those conversations, but in the here and now. Don't get fixated on them, because there's not a lot we can do in the immediacy to control that.
Nebraska 811 says go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Dudick in Omaha, hang on, we need to take a break. Back to get your call next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
It's game on at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
We're back inside of our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and down into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. Just a couple of minutes left with the Husker Athletic Director. Let's go up to Omaha. Dudek is up next. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Trev. I
Hello.
go as far back as when high school marching bands were invited to march on the field. I want to thank you for allowing paper tickets, but I know that those who order online get a tiny discount, and I hope I don't make too many people mad, but I'd be willing to pay a little extra for the paper tickets that you send out.
Well, I really appreciate your call, and I appreciate your perspective. First of all, I want to thank you for your years of support. You know, we have so many stories like you of people who have been supporting this program through thick and thin. And, you know, I want to thank our staff, Holly Adams at our ticket office. You know, I put some of them in a pretty tough spot by deciding we're going to do paper tickets and get that communicated within a week. But, you know, about a third of our season ticket holders chose the paper ticket option. And so the challenge we have is, you know, and our job is to meet our fans where they are. You know, we have a certain section of our fans that expect a certain level of amenity and or technology. We have others that aren't prepared for that. So we're going to do our very best to be good listeners to our fans. We won't always be able to do everything we'd like to do. But as best we possibly can, we're going to serve our fans in a way that is most convenient to them. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments about the paper tickets. People have been, you know, collecting those for years and have gotten autographs on them. It's important to them. And so we'll, I believe we're going to have a paper ticket option going forward. We recognize there's some expense to it. And we also believe that long term, using technology is a wise thing, but we have fans that don't prefer that, and quite frankly, it's very inconvenient for. Then we need to make sure that we meet them where they are, and we intend to do that.
Just over a minute left. We've talked about volleyball tomorrow night. There's a men's basketball game at PBA tomorrow night. Hoops is about ready to go, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for Fred and excited for our team. You know, excited to see how that comes together, and excited for Amy too. I think both of our basketball programs feel like they've got an opportunity to have the best team they've had in a while. Women's basketball was on the brink last year. It could be a tournament team this year. I think Fred feels like this is his most talented team. Got a chance to go down there. I've had some great supporters of our men's basketball program. We got a chance to watch a practice up close and personal, and I'll tell you what, they're going to be fun to watch, is all I can tell you. No guarantee on the number of wins, but they certainly will be exciting.
You're also going to welcome back, 200 letter winners for the Tunnel Walk on Saturday's football game. That'll be cool to see all those folks.
Yeah, really exciting, you know, trying to make sure, you know, we can do a better job of re-engaging with those folks who were our letter winners, not just in football, but even in football. And we want people to feel like this is home. This was their home for 4 or 5 years. Some people maybe longer, but this is, we want and need former student athletes and letter winners to be a part of our program.
Good to see you. Have a great.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the upcoming nuptials with your son.
And by the way, I'm not a grandpa yet.
Not
and
yet.
That might happen a long time from now.
Don't put too more pressure on these people. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. I'm out of here for the night. John Bader, John Cook, Husker Volleyball Show coming up on the other side.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Experience the difference and shop Woodhouse Nissan first. We have the car, truck, or SUV that meets all of your needs. Shop the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. This midsize pickup has the tech and the rugged durability to take your adventures to new heights. Or discover the 2022 Nissan Armada. Whether it's a family day out or moving large items, the Armada has space to bring what you need. Call or visit us online today to schedule a test drive with Woodhouse Nissan.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Woohoo! Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Nebraska Volleyball Show. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Pass by Alexi Rodriguez, set in the middle. Kayla Caffey off the block and down. GHTB, get her the ball. Nebraska's up 17-13. Pass by Vander White, a beauty. Middle swing. One-arm dig by Alexi Rodriguez. How did she get that up? Her left wrist. And then a right side roll shot. Krause. That's volleyball.
Here's your host, John Baylor, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hello. Greetings, Nebraska. I'm John Baylor. Welcome to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Big Red with a big match and a big opportunity tomorrow night. Number 3, Wisconsin, 17-1, 9-1 in the Big Ten Conference. Meanwhile, Nebraska, 16-3, 10-0. One full game ahead of Wisconsin in the Big Ten standings. Wisconsin, a team that's won the Big Ten 3 times since Kelly Sheffield took over in 2012. They've won it in 2013, and then the last 2 seasons, 2019 and 2020. They're the bullies on the block. And the reason they're the bullies on the block is they've got a player in Dana Redke, 6'8", a 6'8" middle who's highly skilled. She's not just tall, she is highly skilled. Basically, 1 out of every 2 swings she makes in a volleyball match becomes a point, becomes a termination. And against Penn State, it was even better than that. 24 kills on 43 attempts. She hit 5-1-2. Dana Redke and Wisconsin is on a 5-match win streak against Nebraska. In fact, the Huskers have beaten a Dana Redke Wisconsin team just 1 time, and that was the first match of freshman year against the Huskers in early 2017. No match between the two back in the spring of 2020. 2021. 8 p.m. start time tomorrow night. Of course, we'll have it right here on the HRN. Your Huskers surging. 10 consecutive wins. They get their third win against a ranked opponent on Saturday night, 3-1 over Purdue. The Huskers also took down number 19 Creighton and also at number 13 Penn State. You can join us at your Nebraska Volleyball Show back to its regular time, Tuesdays 7 until 8 at 402-413-2400. Here's the head coach in his 22nd season, John Cook. Good evening.
Hey, JB, how you doing?
I'm okay. Appreciate your curiosity. How's your Tuesday been?
I don't know. This is the first night I've had to put on long pants, sweatpants. It's
You don't like it?
Getting a little chilly out. Been in shorts, so big adjustment today.
Fall is falling.
Yeah.
So you've gone shorts until now?
Shorts until now.
You can take the guy out of California. You cannot take the California out of the guy.
That's a good saying.
So the leaves are falling, the temperature's dropping, the Huskers' fortunes are rising. As Purdue, perhaps not your finest match of the year, but seemingly after the first 2/3 of the first set, you guys were pretty much in control.
Yeah, we kind of took their haymaker swing, and they were playing really, really well. I think Newton had 7 kills in the first game, and we made that nice comeback, and then we got the momentum and the crowd into it. So it was a fun match, and we kept the pressure on them.
Big Ten volleyball is a little bit like Big Ten football, just no weeks off.
No.
And it's very physical.
Yeah.
There's no contact. We're talking volleyball. I mean, you are separated by a net, so there's basically no contact. But, boy, it was physical and a lot of lasers, line drives. My guess is the players after a Big Ten match are pretty tired.
Well, it's, there's a physical component to it. There's also an emotional component to it. The crowd, you spend a lot of energy. There's, it's a 2.5 hour, you're laying it all out there. So, yeah, we got to be really conscious of recovery starting about this time of the year, and it gets, it's dark out now earlier and colder, and So it's just that time of year, you know, you're kind of shutting down a little bit. So we're starting to shorten up practices a little bit, and we get to, you know, we have to take next Tuesday off for Election Day, even though there's no election in Nebraska that I know of. But
I think you're right. But you have to take it off. This is a conference or a NCAA rule?
NCAA rule.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody has to take Tuesday off.
So that changes your weekly schedule next week after the Minnesota match on the road.
Yeah. So anyway, my point is, and we gave him last Monday off, so just trying to find ways to keep them rested, keep them hungry and motivated, and then try to keep them sharp going down, you know, the second half of the Big Ten.
So how much water do you want them to drink every day?
You have to ask our nutritionists. Like, you know, it all depends on how much they sweat, how you know, their body comp, all that stuff. But we just try to get them to be conscious of drinking water. And I know there's 2 things they try to drink every day. I just don't know how many ounces there are.
And we're about, what, 9-10 weeks into the season. Is that the reason you're a little concerned and you have to focus more on recovery? Or is it truly the season and the temperature and the amount of light out there during the day?
I think it's a combination of all those things. And it's, you know, we've been going since August 10th or 9th, you know, with 1 day off a week. So, so anyway, it's, you know, how many, you know, it's a long haul so far. So, so anyway, you just got to, you know, again, we watch our players, you know, I've got to watch, you know, Nicklin and Maddie, the ones in K2 and Roddy, just, you know, how are they doing? Because they're the ones that play the most. But there's, you know, like I said, there's an emotional, they got to charge their emotional batteries too.
Is there a motivational message for this week?
We're just trying to be bulletproof.
You've used that phrase in the past. Is that kind of the theme this year?
Yeah, you gotta just take it. You know, be bulletproof. Nothing bothers us. Just go on to the next point. Not too up, not too down. So lot of meaning for that for us, and that's something we're on right now. Because I think early in the year we were letting a lot of things affect us. How we were playing, how the match was going. So that's kind of why we adopted that.
And external stuff that was affecting you primarily, and how did you get them to tune that?
I'm talking about when we were playing.
Internal?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just the match. You know, Andy Drews is lighting us up. You know, how do we handle it? You know, if we're not playing great, how do we handle it? If Nicklin's not setting well, how do we handle it? So the bulletproof creates a mindset. Okay, it was a bad set, or we, you know, made a couple errors, or we let a ball drop. Okay, we're not going to do that again. We're on the next play. We're going to be a little tougher. So that's kind of how that works for us.
402-413-2400. The Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online. Woodhouse.com. First up in beautiful West Point, Nebraska, here's Pete. Greetings, Pete. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Good evening, Coach.
Good evening.
I've got a question you might not want to answer, but I sure value your opinion. We have a lot of arguments kind of in the football world. Everybody says that today's athletes are so much more advanced than what the athletes were 20 years ago. They're bigger, stronger, faster. And I guess I say, well, the 95 team would probably wipe the field with the 2001 and 2 team. So, in your opinion, you've been around for quite a while. You've coached for a long time. Do you believe the athletes today are bigger, stronger, faster? And if you do believe it is true, do you think it's because of nutrition and the way we kind of made a science from a smaller child? We're into more, what do you call it, those club volleyball. Kids have started sooner. More focused on it, parents are more focused, or what would be your opinion? I'd hang up and listen to your opinion.
Okay, it's a really, really good question. Here's my thoughts on it. So I would say 10 years ago, going to a club tournament recruiting, you might see a handful of players 6'2" or taller. Now you walk into a club tournament and there are hundreds of players 6'2" or taller. So the athletes are taller and growing. Why that is, I don't know. Is it nutrition? Is it just evolution or whatever it is? So
Darwinian.
so there's a lot more taller players playing college volleyball than in high school volleyball. I saw the news last night and they said somebody killed a ball and she goes, yeah, she's 6'3". Well, I mean, there's hundreds of volleyball players that are 6'3". The second thing is, I don't think playing more volleyball has changed it, but the game definitely has changed. It is faster, it's more physical. They hit the ball harder, they serve harder, and they're playing definitely more like men, I would say. And we talk about that all the time, and we watch men's volleyball because we're trying to see what are they doing, because that's, women's volleyball, I think, is following that. But in regards to, playing a lot more volleyball, I'll tell you this, 90% of our All-Americans on our All-American wall were all multi-sport athletes. So I still think there's a lot to be said of being a multi-sport athlete and developing into a great volleyball player in college. I think it's an advantage if you play more sports. Now, here's another thing. Are kids today tougher? I question that a lot. And I'm pretty sure that 20 years ago, they were a lot tougher. If we had to change how we coach, no question. It's a different style of coaching now with this generation and these athletes than it used to be. But to answer your question, the game is faster, the ball's moving faster, the movement on the court's faster, and it is a higher level game than it used to be.
I remember in 1999, we faced a Texas Tech team with a player on the roster 6 feet 5 inches, 6'6".
Yeah.
And it caused a stir. Like we hadn't seen the team on TV, so we get there and she walked, and it was a big deal, like 6'6".
Yeah.
Well, Dana Redke's 6'8". We've been playing her for 5 years.
They got 6'8", and they have another player in Wisconsin 6'9". And then they've got some other 6'3", 6'4", and so we're not a very big, compared to some of the teams we're playing, we're not a very, when I say big, a tall team. Lauren's 6'4", but she is fast. But overall, we're not a super big team height-wise compared to some of the other teams we're playing in the Big Ten.
I think about as recently as 20 years ago, Florida had a 5'10" middle. Or maybe that was the late 90s. Like, you just don't see middles anywhere.
Yeah, well, Kentucky just won the national championship, has probably a 5'11" middle.
Wow.
Yeah, she jumps out of the gym and she is lightning fast. So that's what I say. It's going to be interesting to see where the sport goes, because the game is getting faster and the ball's being set faster, and so the speed of the game is definitely increased. So the difference is it going to be better to have all these big, tall players? I mean, Dana Recky's a once-in-a-10-year recruit. Or is because of the speed of the game, or can you live with 5'11", 6-foot middles that are fast? And Kentucky was not a very big, tall team either, but they were extremely fast with a great setter. They played precision volleyball, and they out-quicked Texas.
So above a certain height, maybe you sacrifice a little mobility. And with the speed, you need agile, mobile players.
To me, that is going to be the next 5-year question. Where is recruiting going to go? Is everybody going to want these tall players, or are you going to, get by with shorter players, but they're faster?
Coach, how much of an advantage does a couple extra inches provide? Now, if you can attack over blocking hands, that's different.
Right.
Okay. But if you're hitting into the top of blocking hands or the middle of blocking hands, is there a big difference? Whereas maybe those extra 2 inches on someone 6'4", 6'5" means a pretty big drop in mobility.
Well, I think it depends on blocking. Such a technical thing. It depends on how well they jump, how fast they are, can they get in the right spot, and you know, Kayla Caffrey is a great blocker, but she's small. So she's going to get hit over sometimes. But she's so fast, she's always there. But sometimes, you know, Caitlin Hoard's going to hit over Kayla. I mean, it's just the way it is. But she's going to touch her some. But there's going to be times it's going to go over and you think, oh, wow, this is a bad matchup.
You used to be very enamored with tall setters.
Yep.
Where do you stand on that now?
That's a really good question. I just think Rachel Holloway, Lauren Cook,
5'9", 5'9".
Kelly Hunter was 5'11",
5'10".
5'10". Now Nicklin's, you know, 5'9"-ish. I think the most important thing about setting is can they lead and can they hit, you know, good balls with tempo and rhythm and location.
What's the smallest height you could live with for all the way around 6 rotation setter? 5'8"?
Yeah, I mean, if they're a great setter, they can make up for it.
5'7"?
Yeah, I mean, Ani Evans on our team, you guys saw her play against K-State. I mean, she's a really good setter. Can she block? No, but she's a really good setter, and she's small. But so my point is, I don't think it really for the setting position. I think now I value, can you run an offense and set balls, consistent balls, and get hitters in good positions, or are you tall but you're not a very good setter? You know, it's a wash. But you see, there's a lot. How many tall setters are there right now in the Big Ten?
Sydney Hilly's pretty tall.
Sydney Hilly might be 6 foot. Shaftmaster at Minnesota is about 6'3". Other than that,
Gabby Blossom, Penn State's what, 5'8"?
Maybe. Yeah. So.
But and Texas wins. I guess the national championship game, and they're 5'6".
Yeah. So anyway, I think setting the ball is the most important thing for the setter position.
I think you could be 5'1" and win with that Texas.
Yeah, I think it's similar to a quarterback or a point guard. I mean, is a 6'8" point guard better than a great 6'3" point guard? Or a quarterback is a 6'6" quarterback better than a 6 foot quarterback? You know, but
usually,
maybe. You know, it probably depends what offense you're in. So anyway, there's a lot of. I mean, you see shorter quarterbacks do really well, and taller quarterbacks do well. Yeah, Drew Brees. There you go, one of the greatest ever.
So you're much more open-minded about this.
Yes.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red before you dig. Always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. It's the Nebraska Volleyball Show, 402-413-2400. Stay right there. We're getting ready for number 3, Wisconsin. You're listening to the Huskers Radio Network.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots, and we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app. There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Hey Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show, 402-413-2400. Coach, just to make your point that the multi-sport athlete has a very bright future in the sport of volleyball, just list off all the great multi-sport Huskers over the years.
Well, if we go back, Christina Hotelling, track,
Cambridge,
basketball, volleyball.
Legend.
Danny Busman. Danny Busman was the first girl I ever saw do true jump shots, like turnaround jump shots in the state tournament. I was blown away. Sarah Paving played 4 sports in high school.
Jordan.
Great
hoopster and track.
Yeah. So the Rolfsons, Kelly Hunter, they all played track and basketball, and Kelly played tennis, I think.
It makes you a better overall athlete. But mentally, I think it's such a big deal.
You nailed it.
Just you play the same sport, even
right.
8-9 months a year.
Right.
I mean,
All I know, all of our players who ran track, they say they get more nervous for a track meet in their event than volleyball ever.
Oh, rural Nebraska, what's bigger, track or football? It's a close call.
Yeah.
It's a very close call. Track is so huge in this state. I love it. Meanwhile, we got some text messages. All right, close to Halloween, Coach. After one of the games a couple weeks ago against Rutgers, you were complaining about a dead bird in the vent of the locker room. Is that the grossest thing you guys have come across on the road?
No question, that is a yes, and that was at Rutgers.
No more dead animal stories from other schools?
No, that was by far because it was there a year later. We walked in the locker room. I go, Lindsay, go get somebody, get this thing out of here. Because it's one of those vents that is pumping air. The locker room in Rutgers in the old gym.
Yep.
You got to go down these
College
stairs. You're hitting your head on pipes. I mean, it's like a basement down there with these heating pipes and cooling pipes or whatever they have. And so we go down there a year later, and here's this, the air is just pumping out, trying to keep it cool down there because it's so hot because they have all the heating pipes. I think that's why it's so hot down there. But it's really hot. And anyway,
a rodent was digging the warmth.
It
just got stuck.
It was a bird. It was still stuck there with the air, and I lost it. So, and then that was the same night. Some guy comes in off the street. The guy's drunk and comes into our locker room and is going to the bathroom while we're having our team meeting to get ready to go up and play.
You're just walking down College Avenue, walks into College Avenue gym, and walks into your locker room.
That's what happened. He came in through some side door. I don't know. Yeah, and anyway, Lindsay screens for Brian Committa to get the guy and throw him out. Brian's a big dude.
That's the end of that problem.
Yeah, that was the end of that problem. But there's our adventure. And somebody must have heard Lauren and I talk. Or we were talking about it on the radio.
Post game.
Yeah, post game.
And it was such a bad situation with the dead bird in the vent of the locker room that it chased the Rutgers volleyball program out of that gym. They're now playing in a different facility.
Yeah. The other trip we were talking about that was really tough was, I don't think you were on it because you missed the flight to A&M.
Oh, man. If I had been on that flight, from what I heard.
Gary Sharpe went.
I would have walked home.
Yeah. And we get there. We have players thrown up on the plane.
Oh,
we get there. They're thrown up on the bus. We get to the hotel. They're thrown up because it was such a rough flight. We were flying in like a storm all the way down there. And it was.
I missed that.
It was brutal.
Thank goodness. And I'm always stunned at how calm the players are over the years on these flights.
Yeah.
I'm a wreck, but they're like, no biggie, chuckle.
We got a couple that are white knucklers like you.
Next one. How do you try to isolate a really good player so they don't affect the game so much? So let's say a player is struggling. How do you minimize them? Like in passing, for example, you take them out of the passing rotation.
Yeah, you try to. Well, it depends on the position and what's going on, but passers we can adjust and get them out of passing. If you're hitting, there's not much we can do.
Another great method is substitute them out. That'll minimize their impact.
Yeah. Yep.
These old gyms, College Avenue Gym, Janison Gym. I love the old pipes you got to duck under and stuff at Michigan State. But Huff Hall is a classic.
Yeah.
They're planning at Illinois to replace Huff Hall. Are you going to write a letter, maybe even lead a movement to save Huff?
No. No, they need to because it's going to hurt them in recruiting. But I think, if you look at the schools that do not have new gyms, Michigan, Illinois, Rutgers is now playing in their basketball gym, so that's like a new gym for them. Of course, State College, they kind of redid that rec hall, so it looks pretty cool.
What is it with these 15-year-olds?
Everybody else, well, Purdue has a Cracker Box gym, but it's pretty nice.
It's nice, Holloway gym.
But the locker rooms are a joke. I mean, we can't. I don't even know if we can fit everybody in there. It's like an old PE building. But everybody, Indiana's got a new gym.
Ohio
State, Iowa.
Does that matter for recruiting?
Heck yeah. Yeah, Minnesota redid the PAV.
Would the old Coliseum be hurting you right now if you were still there?
Probably not the Coliseum because it was pretty cool. It was one of the best volleyball venues in America.
You got 2 good ones. A lot of these schools have 0 good ones.
In Wisconsin, of course, they fixed up the field house since I was there, and now they're going to put suites in the the football side of the end zone. The side that is on the football end zone that is a wall that's the field house shares. They're going to do a whole big development, put in skyboxes in there.
Coach, you can't give away your game plan, and there's no way anybody can stop Dana Redke. But how do you slow her down? Triple teamer? Serve tough?
Yeah, thump the serve. So,
I mean, she hit better than 500 against Penn State. They've got 2 All-American middles.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's a good challenge for us. You got 4 other players you got to worry about, too.
They're okay.
So, yeah.
Grace Loberg on the left. She's a grad student. She's been around.
And then they've got Julia, a freshman from Poland. And, of course, Robinson's a great player. I mean, they're loaded. It's a good team. We got to work it out for us. But
is serving 50% of the battle, or is it like 70%?
It's probably like 50%. But your odds, if you can serve tough and stress them, your odds go up as being able to score points and slow them down. If you serve easy, of course, it goes the other way.
Can you tolerate maybe 10 service errors tomorrow night because we're serving really hard?
No. You can still serve tough and in the court.
So often people use long-winded answers. No. More people should talk like that. Hey, you want to go camping? No. End of conversation. That's all you do. My son used to do that when he was like 2 or 3. Hey, you want to do? No.
Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah.
Stay right there. More Nebraska Volleyball Show. 402-413-2400 after you hear this on the HRN.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. MERS Farm Equipment in Falls City, Nebraska. www.mersfarmequipment.com. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See Shelter Agent Callie Schilke in Imperial and get the insurance coverage you need at the right price.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska Lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska Lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Nebraska women's basketball is right around the corner, and you won't want to miss any of the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena this season. A limited number of Nebraska women's basketball season tickets are on sale now and are only available while supplies last. Guarantee your Husker women's basketball seats today. Visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Welcome back to Nebraska Volleyball Show on the eve of number 6 hosting number 3. Top of the Big Ten, Nebraska, number 6 against number 2 in the Big Ten, a game behind number 3, Wisconsin. Kelly Sheffield and the bunch coming in from Madison. Should be fun. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, toughest ticket in town, 7:30. Airtime pregame on the HRN. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. And this one brought to you by Dorothy Lynch, Homestyle, and Light and Lean Dressing. Endless flavor abilities. Joe from Jersey. I trust that's New Jersey. Welcome to the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
First of all, sorry to hear about that Rutgers story. Not repping my state very well there.
Just calling like I see it. They have good pizza there, though.
So I wanted to ask, the L1 position up to this point has very obviously been the least effective part of our offense. My personal observation has just been that, specifically with Lexi, it feels like a ton of the sets that she's getting when she comes in have been a lot of out-of-system scenarios, you know, a bunch of cross-court bump sets from right back just because our smalls are keeping so many balls up. Now, I know that she has to be able to do something with those, and that's part of the job. And I know we also have other players that we would prefer to set in transition on a good pass. But do you think it would be helpful in the long term if there was more of a conscious effort to also get Lexi some more in-system swings, both on the left and right, just so that she's getting some better looks at putting the ball down, and that can help build her confidence in that other outside position?
No question. And but when you got Lauren Stiverns up there hitting almost 500, I think when we get in system, we're trying to set her more because she's up there with Lauren once, and then Kayla, the other middle, is up there. So I think that's a really good point. We've talked to Nicklin about that to try to get those guys going early. So we are working on it, and we're aware of it, and that's a great point by you and a great call by you. But the bottom line is, we train every day being out of system, and we, as we say, when we're out of system, we're in system. And so those outside hitters, Maddie Kubik gets a lot of that too. In fact, more than those guys because she's been up there in the front row more because of where we started. But they've got to learn to manage and find ways to get kills, and that's anybody can hit a good set. It's the great hitters that can take a tough set, a medium system or out of system set, and find a way to get kills. But really good point by you,
Joe. Thanks, great stuff. We got a lot of high volleyball IQ callers.
We do, JB. I'm blown away sometimes. I mean, we got Mike in Omaha talking about split steps. I mean, we might be the only two that even know what we're talking about.
Mike in Omaha, that's all he does talk about. Yeah, split step.
Yeah, but it's a phenomenon in sports. I mean, baseball does it, tennis does it, volleyball does it. Yeah. It's.
I do it when going into the office. Just a nice little split step. You just get your balance. You're ready.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like that. It just blows me away.
Now, I had something good I was going to chat about. Oh, fascinating idea that try to avoid setting Lexi or Allie early when out of system. Like, try to only set them when you're in system, get them a good set, and just get them rolling, get them some nice momentum.
Well, that's what kind of he was talking about. We're trying to do, but they're going to get that position because they're up there with the setter, so there's no right side hitter to take the load off out of system. So they're going to get a lot of all the junk basically. But we are trying to set our back row hitters, Maddie and K2 right now, to take the load off of the left side, always having to deal with the out of system stuff. But we're probably out of system at least 40, maybe 50% of the time. And he made a great call because we're digging so many balls now. We're getting more out of system opportunities. So we're actually getting pretty good at being out of system because we do it so much.
Good practice. 402-413-2400. We got a texted question from Rudy. Lexi Rodriguez, freshman, just piling up the weekly awards in the Big Ten. Is that fairly unusual for a libero, not to win these weekly libero awards, but these weekly freshman of the conference awards she's piling up as well? Just how remarkable is her development in what is only, a little more than halfway through her first season?
Yeah, well, she's, we recruited her to come in here and start, and, she's doing a great job. I mean, she's an elite volleyball player, elite libero, and, she digs, she passes, nobody serves her, and she sets. And so she's doing a really nice job, and her confidence continues to build. But, we're going to play some big teams here, high-ranked teams, so it'll be fun to see if she can keep it up. And but she definitely is impacting matches for us and helping us win long rallies. And you look at her and she's not very tall, but she again reminds me of Justine. And I will always say this about Justine: Justine's too small; she'll never be an international libero. But they just know where the ball is going to be. They have this sixth sense. They just know where to go.
And what's size got to do with it if you're a libero?
Yeah, just because you don't take up as much space. So I've always liked the idea of having a longer libero. Like a Kelsey Robinson was libero for a while. She takes a lot more space than a Justine or Lexi, but they're so good at knowing where to be. That's what, if you really watch it, that's what's so impressive.
More Husker Radio Network, Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. with a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska Lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every season presents a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, which is lean into every new opportunity. They focus on their roots and continue to stay tougher together with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperative leans on their values of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. Aurora Cooperative, tougher together.
Pivot control has never been easier. T&L Irrigation now offers a new control panel called Precision Point Touch. It's a full-color 7-inch graphic touchscreen that's easy to use and gives you lots of great tools to make your irrigation faster and more efficient. Set up your pivots the way you want. You can update your older controls to the new Precision Point control panel too. Call your local T&L dealer or visit TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Final thoughts. This one brought to you by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer. 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. I know they're number 3. I know, Wisconsin's a heavy favorite for the Final Four. Would you say it'd be almost a shocker if they didn't make the Final Four this year?
JB, I don't predict anything.
Smart.
But they're they pretty much lost one player, and they've got how many super seniors? So they're a handful, and they played some really good volleyball this year.
Does it mean even more for your veterans who haven't seen a win since 2017 against Wisconsin to beat these guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big match, and but there's, all these matches are huge. So as we keep going, they get bigger and bigger because there's more on the line, and you're playing for more, and, whether you get in the tournament, get a seed, be a top 4. So but man, look at the ACC right now. I mean, Louisville and Pitt, I think, are ranked 1 and 2 in the RPI. And then I think
they went 5 the other day.
Yeah, 15-13 in the 5th. So, I mean, it's like, right now, the Big Ten RPI-wise isn't even the toughest conference, according to the RPI. We'll see what shakes out here as it goes on. But so anyway, there's a lot of really good teams. So it's going to be, the NCAA tournament will be a Wild West show as everybody goes through it, because there's a lot of good teams that can beat anybody on any given night.
Think that helps the sport? More upsets?
Oh yeah. No, I just think it's good for volleyball, and you got these teams all over the country now, so
makes your job tougher.
It's becoming more like men's basketball. The NCAA tournament, like everybody watches the 64 through 68 because or six, because somebody's going to knock somebody off.
Your job's a little tougher.
Yeah, you got that right.
So Wisconsin tomorrow night, you got a bunch of freshmen you're playing still. Are they still freshmen?
No.
They've moved on.
They've moved on.
Academically, they're still
There's some days they act like freshmen, but yeah.
They're going to mature a lot tomorrow night.
Yeah. This is great for us and our fans, and it's like last week, the Purdue, the Illinois match. I mean, those are fun matches to watch. I mean, it's great volleyball. Some great athletes.
What'd you tell the team midway through the first set during your timeouts when Purdue just was flawless?
Yeah.
And you were 9 down.
I'd say just weather the storm and try to build some momentum in this game heading into the next game.
Like, it wasn't anything Nebraska was doing particularly poorly. It's just out of nowhere they just could do nothing wrong.
Yep. You're right. They were flawless.
And that's part of Bulletproof.
Yeah.
The theme this year.
Yep.
And it's a mindset. It absolutely worked. I mean, the Huskers were a different team the last third. They got within 1 point.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much in control the rest of the way against a really talented Purdue team.
Yeah.
Very vintage Purdue. Just really solid. Be surprised if they don't make yet another sweet. They've been to 7 Sweet 16s in the last 16 years, and they've got that kind of a team at least with a shot at an Elite Eight.
We got to go there the very last week, I think.
And Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We're going to make a trip back
Be a
there.
nice little tough road trip.
But just Ohio State and Minnesota one time, but both of them on the road.
Yeah. Yep.
Got a tough schedule.
Yep.
The computer algorithms are not working in your favor right now.
Yeah.
In the old days, Homo sapiens
Yeah.
would do that stuff, but they don't got time for that anymore.
Yeah.
Just like, let the computers handle that. We'll figure it out. We'll travel to Rutgers over Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah.
But Nicklin Hames, is she kind of the unsung hero of this team so far?
I think so. I mean, she does a lot for us. People got to appreciate, she's a great server. She's a great defensive player. Does a good blocker for her size. She's a good setter, and she's a great competitor.
She's fiery.
She is fiery. So when she plays fiery, it really lifts our team.
And she's someone who pretty much focused on volleyball. Or was she a multi-sport athlete?
I think she's been volleyball. Yeah.
But she, ironically, has a full tank, it seems. I mean,
Yeah.
she loves it.
Yeah.
Some of these single-sport players, by the time they get to the middle of their college career, their mental fire is not what it used to be.
Yeah, no, she loves it. She wants to coach, and so it's in her blood.
Is her job easier this year because the passing's better?
We definitely have helped her out with our passing. So, because Nicklin is not the fastest athlete on the court, and the more we can get her in system, the better she is. So it's really, really important. And, again, back in the 17, 15 teams where we had Justine and Kenzie Maloney and Sydney Townsend, Ani Albright, those were great passing teams. I mean, Kelly Hunter didn't move.
Coach, it'll be fun. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay, JB, thanks.
Nebraska, number 6, hosting Wisconsin, number 3. Wisconsin, back-to-back Final Fours, trying to make it 3 in a row. Huskers trying to get back there. But that's in the future. Single-mindedly focused on tomorrow night. Toughest ticket in town. We'll take the air at 7:30 Central. First serve at 8 o'clock. Late night with the Big Red. Rest up tonight. We'll need you. Bring your lungs tomorrow night to the Vanny and your ears to your Philco. Talk to you then. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across